Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out. Times Square just has such a great energy this time of year because it's fall, it's less crowded, the weather's cooler. Plus, the drug dealers are selling pumpkin spice crack. It's amazing how it changes the vibe of a town. Like, one day this whole town smells like weed and pee. The next thing you know, it's Halloween at Hunter Biden's house. It's amazing. It's amazing. What a vibe. What a vibe. Just such a nice vibe. But welcome to Fox News Saturday Night. We got a great show, but you got to bear with me because I'm pretty sure I'm still drunk from watching the Yankees beat the Red Sox Thursday night. Yo! Ho! And thank God they won. If they lost, I would have been turning tricks behind the stadium to pay my rent, all the money I bet on the game. But Boston didn't score a single run the entire game, but their fans will admit it was nice to see something get shut down besides the government. So that's oh, you guys. So silly, Jimmy. And I know for the people in Massachusetts, losing the Red Sox is hard if you live in Massachusetts, but at least you've still got the Indians. Yeah, you can make fun of Elizabeth Warren this week because she ain't stressed out by a government shutdown. Long as she keeps getting those stock tips from Nancy Pelosi, she is good, you know? You know? But as for the rest of the country, this was a tough week because stress really ages people. And it's not just the federal workers going through it. Take a look at my producer, Max, when we first started covering the shutdown on Monday. Look at Max. There's our guy, right? Here he is in the green room a minute before I went on. Look at this. This is nuts. This is nuts. Nuts. It's nuts. Stop. That's not Max. That's Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, obviously. I am kidding, but tell me Chuck Schumer and Mr. Burns weren't separated at birth. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're even doing the finger thing right there. That's crazy. The only real difference is that there is an episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns accidentally starts a fire with his propane tank, whereas if you remember, Chuck Schumer is still figuring out how to light his grill. Do you remember this with the raw burgers? The raw burgers, not good. Yeah, he may not be able to get a fire going, but even CNN thinks Chuck Schumer started the shutdown. Watch this.
Every Republican who's gone on TV the last 12 hours or so has called this the Schumer shutdown. What do you say about that name? Senator Schumer, can you hear me?
I can't hear.
You hear that? He goes, I can't hear. Boy, that's a convenient excuse, huh? He sounds like me when Jenny calls to ask about the Hooters charges on my credit card. Can't hear. I gotta call you back, babe. Gotta call you back. But I don't want to get bogged down fighting over the shutdown because there are, as you know, there are serious implications to this. Like when our government stops funding all of its regular financial commitments, that means some poor kid's going to wake up in Iraq tomorrow and he's not going to be able to watch an episode of Gay Sesame Street. I mean, come on. It's a real thing we pay for, folks. You don't want to know what Bert and Ernie are doing with that rubber ducky. I will. Yeah. Yeah, the good news, rubber ducky, is you're the one. The bad news is you're the one. You're the one. But seriously, there are global healthcare implications to this. Do you remember when we found out that Doge was giving $50 million for condoms in Gaza? Like, that sounds like a waste of money to you. But if we don't send condoms to the guys in Hamas, millions of goats could get pregnant. I mean, think about that. Yeah, turns out Hamas runs a heavy petting zoo. But all jokes aside, Republicans claim that Democrats want to give health care to illegal immigrants. Democrats claim they're never, ever said that even once. Wouldn't it be great if politics had instant replay and you could go back and, like, look at the tape and run the review? Let's try it right now. See how it goes, okay? So the call on the field was that Democrats claim they never said they wanted to give health care to illegal immigrants. Republicans are challenging the play. Take a look.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Upon further review, Democrats are full of And again, I am a comedian. I don't want to get in a fight over health care. I didn't even have health care back when I was a cab driver. Yo, when I started here at Fox, they make you fill out that form where you list your primary care physician, okay? I had to tell them mine was a guy by the name of Dr. Google, okay? And for some reason, Dr. Google treats every symptom with porn. I don't know why. He's like, runny nose, porn, you know? Like, whoa. But every single Democrat on that stage raised their hands to say, yes, I would give free health care to illegals. Although in Joe Biden's defense, he was only raising his hand because he wanted to go to the bathroom. It's like, as for the guy in charge now, President Trump spent the week, like all presidents do in a time of government crisis, posting memes of Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero. You know, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to rally the country. Now, the truth is, we can't even show you the AI videos because there are strict legal guidelines for using artificial intelligence on a news channel, which is frustrating for me because when I started out in showbiz, I was hoping to work at a comedy channel, but CNN wasn't hiring. And stop it. Stop it. But since we're talking about health care, we did have a positive breakthrough at the White House this week where President Trump got Pfizer to lower the cost of prescription drugs for the first time in history. This is real. Watch.
In addition, Pfizer is agreeing to provide some of their most popular current medications to all consumers at heavily discounted prices of anywhere between 50 and even 100%, and that's off the price. And in some cases, even more than that. These drugs will be available for direct purchase online at a website operated by the federal government. We're also announcing that moving forward, all new medications introduced by Pfizer to the American market will be sold at the reduced most favored nation cost.
So dig that. Drugs a lot cheaper. Now, a lot of people heard that and were like, wow, how the hell did he get a pharmaceutical company to lower its drug prices? They've never done that. Well, apparently Tom Homan told Pfizer what happens to drug dealers we don't like. What an insane time to be alive, by the way. Like, I'm sure we've always blown up drug boats here and there, but I never expected to watch one after an ad for the new Chevy Silverado, you know? Apparently it's sinking the competition. I don't know what to tell you. But the one thing I keep coming back to is, God, there is so much cocaine in the ocean right now. Like, you know what's crazy? When Al Pacino's making a Scarface sequel called Scarfish, you know? But it's bad. Like, do you know how horny the ocean life is right now? Discovery just announced that Shark Week is changing its name to Shark Wank. Stop it. Don't applaud that. Apparently those horny male sharks couldn't find Dory. So they're like, I guess they're going to do an old-fashioned selfie. Stick with me. Of course, the biggest health news of the week comes courtesy of our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, who announced the military is doing away with all of the woke policies put into place by the Biden administration. Watch this.
No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that.
Great stuff, but can we acknowledge that the history books are going to be so confusing 50 years from now, you know? Because if a dude showed up in a dress under Trump, he got put on leave. But if a dude showed up in a dress under Biden, he got put in charge. Yeah. That's bananas, right? For 245 years, America wanted a military that could save Private Ryan. Then Biden showed up and shaved Private Ryan and threw him in a miniskirt. I know. I know. Didn't exactly scare the enemies, you know? But Hegseth says the changes are necessary because in the future, our margin of victory could be razor thin.
No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done. Simply put, if you do not meet the male-level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position or a new profession.
Whoa. Now, here's the thing. Okay, some of you clap, but it's controversial, though, because, you know, there are religious groups who wear beards, and obviously there are soldiers who have medical conditions that require them to grow beards. Plus, Tim Walz will have to quit the National Guard because many people consider his wife to be a beard. And, so silly, but stick with me. The biggest news of the week from Hegseth is that he wants everybody in the military to get in shape. Take a look.
If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world.
It reminds me of Full Metal Jacket. A jelly donut, you know? Now, I am with Pete on this one. No soldier wants to get led into battle by Captain Crunch. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not here to judge anybody's physical fitness because I look like a male stripper who let himself go. You know what I'm saying? You don't need Magic Mike when you got Jiggly Jim. You know what I'm saying? But I have to laugh, though, because the women of The View, they did not understand why Hegseth wanted our soldiers to be in shape, which is insane to me. But you have to take everything The View says about armed conflict seriously, because anybody who watches the show wants to shoot themselves at the end. Watch this. Just check it out.
Why is he obsessed with fat?
Yeah, and fitness. He said he was going to return to the highest male standard for combat positions because the troops were fat.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that was supposed to be an uplifting message for our military.
Maybe he's referring to Colonel Sanders.
Oh, now Joy brings up Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is ironic because it's been about 50 years since any man offered her his drumstick. So funny. But that's why her and Whoopi are such good friends. Anytime they order chicken, Joy wants a drumstick. Whoopi likes the breasts. Hey, Jimmy's got lesbian chicken jokes. Come on. Get over to Fox, honey. They're doing lesbian chicken night on Fox. Another proud moment for the channel. But hello, of course you want your soldiers to be in shape. Their job is to kill people in war. Like, if you're going to open a strip club, you want the girls to be attractive because their job is to turn guys on. That is the physical profile of the job. I used to tell tourists this in my taxi all the time. You can always tell how hot the girls are at a strip club by how dim the lights are when you walk in, okay? If it's bright in there, it's because the girls are gorgeous. They want you to see all these beautiful biological women. But if you go into one of those clubs where it's so dark you can't see an inch in front of your face, chances are there's going to be several inches in front of your face. Yeah, long story short, if you're ever visiting New York, don't go to a strip club down in the Village called Suspicious Packages. Not good. But for my money, the dumbest quote of the week did not come from the women on The View. It came from a guest on the show. I just want you to see this exchange.
He's attacking you as a communist, are you?
No, I'm a democratic socialist.
Okay, so that's Zohran Mamdani saying I'm not a communist, I'm a democratic socialist, which is like saying, I don't do cocaine, I just like the smell of it, you know? Like, what? What? Who are you trying to fool, player? Every single communist government in the history of this planet started under the guise of socialism. So telling us you're just a democratic socialist is the political equivalent of a guy offering a girl a back massage, okay? You know how that works? The guy starts out with the innocent massage. 2 minutes in, he's like, I know what you need. You know? That's how it works. 2 minutes into democratic socialism, the government's like, I know what you need. A bread line, you know? Stop it. Well, Mamdani was all over the TV this week. He was everywhere on TV. He even ran a campaign commercial during the Golden Bachelor. I just want you to watch this quick.
New York, will you accept this rose?
Now, yeah, I know, right? I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, I'll put you down as a maybe on Mamdani. Sounds like you're still on the fence. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but the Golden Bachelor is the senior citizen edition of the show. So it's actually confusing to offer someone a rose because half the girls there are named Rose, you know. Although you got to give the Golden Bachelor credit for one thing. Their marriages have a much higher success rate because, you know, when you're 82, till death do us part isn't as long. As for Mamdani, he officially got married to the liberal media this week, and they announced it on the cover of Vanity Fair. So that's what it says. The legend of Zohran. Is this man the future of politics in America? Now, I know a lot of people watching hate the idea of Zohran Mamdani being the future of politics in America. But before you get too nervous, let's not forget the last guy that Vanity Fair said was the future of politics in America was this dude right here. That's Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke, who had all the media hype in the world and still managed to lose a Senate bid and a governor's bid. Although if you go down to South America, it looks like he won because that's where we ship all the campaign T-shirts from the losing candidates. Yeah, America's never had a female president, but the citizens of Venezuela think we've had two, actually. They're like, wow, they're so progressive up there. Yeah, President Hillary and President Kamala all over town in Venezuela. It's like a bizarro alternative universe down there, although it's still better than the time the people of North Korea were told that this was our first black president.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.